Yo, episode 87 had to go and get the Reverend for number 88, a step closer to great. Sam and I only, yeah, Dave was on a break, now Osama's on vacay, and you could have guessed, left me behind with all this post-pod stress. So I'm writing this rhyme with fury in my iris, hope he has a ball, is irony behind this. The flow of the show was ill, yeah, runny nose, sniff, sniff, I'm in a good mood, call it post-pod bliss. Tonight when I'm in bed all warm and snuggly, I'll be talking in my sleep, Osama's maximum ugly.
Can we talk about this song? Because that shit is hilarious. So, I don't know. Do we want to get into do you want to just, we could start the podcast and then do it? Because, I don't know. It's up to you. Because this is a hilarious thing that I found out yesterday, and only yesterday.
I'm still not 100% sure what you're talking about.
Okay, so listen.
But wait, should we just, intro the pod?
Yeah, do what you got to do.
All right. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Shout
Hi,
out to,
everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
It's appropriation in this day and age.
Did they stop? Didn't
they kill Dr. Nick off in
Oh, Dr. Nick did die a long time ago.
Yeah.
They didn't like Dr. Nick early on. He was the worst doctor though.
He was a terrible doctor.
He was fucked up.
Anyway, yeah. Welcome back to the Kiona and Kasson podcast. This is episode number 88, if I do recall correctly.
Recall correctly? Yes, I believe you recall correctly.
Well, great, because oftentimes I forget, and we don't have people to help remind me.
No fact checkers.
Yeah, we should probably
hire a
do
fact
better
checker?
pre-production stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show. If you are a new listener, hope you stick around. If you are a returning listener, thank you, because I don't half the time I just want us to stop talking about the random nonsense that we talk about, but we get caught up in the moment.
Dude, we never finish a thought. It's what I realized the last time I watched this podcast, actually, which was I think the last one I watched. I was like, what the? Why don't we? I think I brought up Zion. We talked about Zion for 3.5 minutes.
Sounds
and then
like
just
us.
went on a tangent about probably
Nothing.
potato chips or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, I still fuck with Pringles, by the way. So.
Anyway, listen. So here's what I wanted to speak about
Oh.
first and foremost. What? Having trouble with your mic stand?
I'm just trying to get it so that
Yeah, it
There we
takes a minute to get to put it near your face correctly. Pause.
this is the first time in life that I had to operate with a microphone on a microphone stand.
Microphone checker.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So listen. I got in the car yesterday after coming out of Chipotle, right? And I get in the car and the radio turns on, and it's in my Spotify, and it's on shuffle. I don't know what station, and a song called "Throat Baby" comes on, right? And I'm like, "Throat Baby? I've never heard this song before. Who could this be?" Turns out I've heard this song before, and I've been singing it all wrong. Also, hold on one second. You know what I forgot is a little bit of a timer.
Yeah.
You should have said something, man.
I forgot to. So.
So listen, so this song I've been singing for quite some time, and I sing it at all random times of the day. And they must have put
I'm
out.
gonna go ahead and let you know I don't know which song you're talking about. Just
I'm
based off
gonna
the title,
sing
so.
the melody, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, I know that song," and you're gonna be like, "Oh, I didn't know that's what that's." So listen,
Give me a check out your melody moment right now.
check. Anyway, listen. So the song goes, "Throat baby, I'm trying to give them to you." And I have been singing, I guess, what I believe to be the radio version or my misinterpreted version of this song, which is "Go Baby."
That's a little bit different than a throat baby. But
Right. So the idea that this song is "Throat Baby" and he's trying to give them to you, and it's just that's what they sing, and
who's the artist of this?
I gotta look.
magical classic.
I'll look right now because this is maybe one of the most funny things that I've encountered in music.
I feel like a throat baby is not a new concept in the rap world, but
BRS Cash, but
I don't know who that is.
and it has the baby on it. But anyway, it's here. I'll play it real quick.
Fair use, 7 seconds.
Yeah, I'm sorry if fair usage, whatever. People use music all the fucking
You're
time.
gonna C and D real fast.
Hold on, I just want to. Hold on.
All right, then you gotta kill it now.
Dude, that shit's hilarious.
That
I've
shit
been
is
saying
funny.
"Go Baby" in front of everybody. Like I just been singing this song.
Well, I feel like then if you're doing that in front of everybody, that you're not any less informed than them because they must have thought. That
Oh, they
were
didn't.
lyrics.
Unless,
Nobody thought to correct you.
what
like,
if they
"Oh,
knew?
you mean
Like I've been
throat,
singing that
baby?"
shit at grocery stores.
Is that like is that a radio? Is that a radio song?
I think so. And
When the fuck did they start putting "Throat Baby" on the radio?
but I think it's "Go Baby," like "Go Baby."
That's what they put as a radio edit. So they
I'm-
took away all the value
I
that the
kinda
song
wanna
was trying to
hope
bring in the
that-
first place.
I want to hope that only for the fact that I have been singing "Go Baby," and I want to say that I didn't make it up.
But it's not a new concept to listen to a song a million times and be singing the wrong lyrics the entire time, and then one day be like,
Oh, it's
shit.
not. But the song is the one that makes it that hilarious. Like it's "Throat Baby."
I find that to be the
He
case.
said, "Sex little bitch, sex little hoe."
I find that to be the case a lot more with like music that has been out a long time, and I learned it initially as like a much younger person, and I'm like, oh shit, that's what
Oh
he
yeah,
said.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's
Like, I feel like an idiot.
that's different than being an adult and then
I've been
misinterpreting
sounding like an idiot.
"go" for "throat." "Go" and "throat" sound nothing alike.
They don't. But if there's a radio edit as "go," then it makes
I
sense.
rarely listen to the radio though. So what?
Me too. But you know what? Actually, I've had the radio on 107.5 the last 2 days.
I've heard.
For
So
those
the
outside of Chicago, it's just a hip hop station in Chicago. But
yeah, 107.5, number one for hip hop and R&B. Yo,
GCI.
107.5 used to be so much better. I think
all the radio used to be so much better.
they had this segment called "Don't Say Do you remember that shit? The segment theme song was "Don't Say wait, hold on. Don't say don't say," like just some real fucking stupid shit. But anyway, like it was the segment was you call in and for like 30 seconds or 20 seconds you had to speak about a specific topic that they told you
Without saying in the middle.
without saying or any filler words. Like
It's actually more difficult than
super difficult. I think you just do it. It's see, it's like a literal filler because if you're trying to
Hey.
search for a word instead of just pausing, like you don't want to have like a pregnant pause where you're just like, what if I just said he is and I just paused for like 10 seconds, said a really great dude, and that's all I knew.
But that tactic, as you can see, is a very political tactic. Like when they're doing their speeches, they just stop and they're like, "Okay, I'm ready for my next thought now." And I think it partially is because they're old as fuck, and we
And
keep electing the
this-
oldest people
they'd
who
be like-
ever lived.
and this nation
Is the United States,
is
right?
You'd be like, is the United States? Ah, yes, United States. That's
Like,
where we're
damn
at.
it, who typed a question mark at the end of the teleprompter? You know, Ron will read anything that you
What was the question?
said. Whatever his sign off line was, he had a question mark at the end. You state class, you San Diego or something like that, right?
I don't know if that was it. I think all I just remember is poop mouth. Ron, why would you do that?
And Tits McGee.
All right, so we've spoken enough about throw babies and tits McGee. So, yo, throw baby. What is it? Throw baby. I'm
Well,
trying to give them to you.
Then let's move to
You
a topic.
can't sing that to women. What is this world we live in? Listen,
You used
I've
to be
been
able to sing things like that to women.
I've been a man in a relationship for almost 10 years now, right?
Things have changed a lot. The game
I
is
don't know
much different.
how they navigate now, but can you just go up to a girl and just be like, are you in a club singing to her like "Throw Baby"?
Can I just say that
I'm
I
trying
find
to
it
give them to.
absolutely ironic that like in today's day and age you have to about how you approach a girl like in a club in a public situation, but we also have Tinder and Bumble, and you literally have apps that are like, yo, I want to fuck, and that's a very common theme, and everybody's very aware that that's
So
what you're
everybody's
there
just
for.
horny now.
It's like what this world does not pick a side. We are literally just standing on the line. We're like, we'll dictate when we feel like we're crossing it. So
The line is continuously moved, like the goalpost continuously moves.
I mean, it just goes back into this whole cancel culture thing and political correctness and offending, and I hate
It's
that
too
topic.
much.
You know how it is.
It's too much, man.
But we should talk about so first of all, Maisha, happy birthday to you. I saw it was birthday. the
Oh,
other day.
happy birthday.
But she
Happy
commented
birthday,
that
Maisha.
she would like to have heard our thoughts on the JBP turmoil, right? Joe Budden podcast.
Also, for those who don't know, Maisha is like one of our like
Yeah.
more loyal fans.
Yeah.
There are probably plenty that watch but don't comment. We have a few that do. We just like to shout them out.
Right, for sure. And initially I stayed away from the topic just because like I don't like to discuss other podcasts too much on this podcast because but whatever. But definitely we've been following it. That's one of our favorites to listen to as well. So I don't know. It's a very weird situation. There's people who are adding fuel to the fire, and anything that's involved in Twitter is always going to have extra fuel just because these fans, man, like they have a way. And after you've been watching for so long,
people are only interested in controversy, man.
They are. And after you've been watching for so long, you're pretty accustomed to who they are as people, and there's just ways that the fans can kind of get to them, and I don't know what the whole situation is. Obviously, there's been some tension between Joe and Rory for a while. So that's the thing. Like, I guess there may be tension between the two, and again, we are, this is like though we're podcasters, I don't like the gossip, Yeah, for sure.
And to me, this borderlines that. Not that we know them or anything, but I'm just saying, like, it just does. But for me, what I'm saying is, maybe there seems to be, but their relationship is deeper than the podcast. We only know how deep that may go. When it comes to him and Rory, I hope they can hash it out. I'm glad that they're keeping a lot of this private.
Yeah,
I think it should be kept in house. It's like, a team. You deal with the issues with the team in the locker room behind closed doors. You don't do it on the court. You don't do it in front of the camera.
It's the same thing as airing out your dirty laundry on social media.
I don't to keep clearing my throat in the fucking.
Yeah, I mean,
you would think I never did this shit.
You got like a gallon of water next to you. You think you'd use that?
It's a fucking liter and a half. It's a liter of cola. He's like, I don't want a fucking. What do you say? I don't want a large.
Just order a large farva.
I don't want a large. I want a goddamn liter of cola.
He said, I don't want a large farva.
A large farva.
For those of you who are unaware of Super Troopers,
Super Troopers.
It's kind of a cult classic, so not everybody.
Even the second one was funny. I know we've talked about it though, but continue about the more serious matter we were speaking of.
Yeah, I mean, it's serious to them again. Like it's a podcast that again is so successful. It's very widely known. There's a huge audience. We're part of that audience. Ideally, like the way that we would feel about it is the way that certain people would feel about us. That like, hey, we're kind of like. We're part of it now in a way, like, you know what I mean? We're small enough so that you guys can actually still be part of it. We can call you out by name and everything like that,
Yeah, speaking of that, because of what we were, like, just a little side note, we, on the Patreon, because of the community being so small, we'd like to keep it tight-knit, but what we do kind of want to do is we'll be able to have some sort of, we can maybe do personal interaction somehow on Patreon, videos, questions that you bring up, we can maybe do direct videos. We can
have you send video questions to us.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, we want
on the Patreon.
We're trying to keep that line of community. We want to keep the community one that can interact and maybe go further than just a viewership. Maybe we can there's relationships that go on the internet. And
we can get into all
exactly.
That more
I just wanted to kind of bring that up because we've been bringing up a lot of ideas about Patreon and
for sure.
Getting them on camera will make me remember. Anyway.
That way you have to watch all the way through in order to...
True. I watched some of the pod.
So, but obviously, I'm just bringing up the popularity of their pod just to say, like, everybody kind of has... They feel invested in some way.
True.
In Joe Budden's podcast, and I guess just the recipe of Joe, Mal, and Rory has worked so well, and Parks, because I feel like Parks doesn't get a lot of shine.
Parks doesn't get a lot of due. I think he does. Well, I think maybe now, but I think Parks deserves a little bit more recognition than he does receive.
Yeah. They don't really treat him as part of the podcast, but he's there every episode, and they use his house, so I feel like he should just get a little bit more credit, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's another story. Because he's happy apparently. So.
Yeah, no, that's not what the topic is, and that's again borderline gossip. I don't really care to talk about. I think you're right, though. I think the viewership. You think about how long they watch the podcast. Like even with our podcast, we're 88 episodes in, and most of them have been about an hour and a half to 2 hours long. So whoever been rocking with us the whole time, they feel invested to some extent. Where nobody's really, to be honest, we're sitting in a room in some place, Chicagoland area.
Yeah.
And there's nothing.
Chicago, USA.
Right. There's really, but the people who rock with you and they want to watch, and when they feel like you're not being transparent with them and they feel like, and rightfully or unrightfully so, I'd probably go to err towards the side of unrightfully. Feel like you owe them a little bit more transparency, and I don't believe that may be the case. But the fans are entitled; they're fickle, and they want what they want.
I mean, to some degree,
and I'm not speaking of our fans because our fans are what they are, but I'm talking about
we
when
love
you
every one of them.
Exactly, 100%. But I'm talking about like,
but
when you're speaking about the scale of which they are, that's the problem.
There's certain professions that you choose, and that's a profession for them because they're getting paid for it, and probably their main source. But when you choose a certain profession, first of all, you're talking to an audience every episode, right? And they do 3-hour episodes twice a week plus Patreon now. So that's a lot of interaction with your audience, and they interact with them on Twitter after every episode, like just random thoughts throughout the day, like whatever. So you kind of welcome a little bit of that, like, hey, that little entitlement that the fans feel. You welcome a little bit of that, and you can't, to some degree, you can't pick and choose when you want that fanfare. I am 100% on board with them keeping it quiet, like keeping it in-house. I feel like you shouldn't ever like get other people involved in your shit because, I mean, first of all, was their business, and then if it skews things, if you let that happen, that's just going to add more insult to injury.
It's very similar to the idea of, if you were to like, if you're with somebody and you break up with them, you never badmouth them to your family or friends because, that means that, and then you get back together and now like, that's a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't like you because of all the things that your significant other spoken about, and now you can never get yourself back to a place where they hold you in whatever
Adam
regard.
Sandler said it best in The Wedding Singer. He's like, don't say that about her because we're going to get back together and then things are going to be weird between you and I.
Don't call her a bitch. Because yo, Wedding Singer's great.
Yeah.
But I would just like to say that I think, hopefully they resolve it.
Yeah.
Hopefully they remain, whatever personal matter it is, if they don't come back on the podcast, I hope that they do talk to the fans in some way. They don't owe us anything. They can definitely just say, you know what, at this point, we're going to move on to a different thing, whatever. But I hope that they always keep whatever personal matter it may be in-house, unless they come back and they feel like they want to divulge whatever it was.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we can close with this. Like, as fans, we'd like to see them all get back into it.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is, whatever they decide is, it's between them, of course. But hopefully, at least on a personal level, they're still cool. Whatever. Like, it's hard for sometimes mixing business with pleasure is difficult.
Yeah.
So
and shout out, Ice and Ish for like taking they're doing a pretty damn good job. I'll give it to them
for sure
for not being podcasters, man. That's it's not the easiest thing. People, like. Even with us, you get on and people think it's easier just to sit and talk on camera, but there's a flow that comes in it, and you have to learn to find your voice and your lane, and if you don't necessarily get that, I mean, you don't get that right away, and they've only been 4 or 5 podcasts in, so you got to give it to them, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot that goes. I mean, you want to first of all flow well and like move into new conversations. Well, we don't do that well
sometimes I think once in a while we're able to. We're able to.
Yeah, from time to time. But like, yeah, there's the dead space. Like, you don't want too much silence. You know what I mean? Like, there's just certain arts to it, and you gotta like
the artsy fartsy shit.
Not to say that we're good at that.
Well, Bart Fart, you got skills in it.
Well, if you could do it, I could do it, sucker.
Where's your crew? Oh, fuck. I'll fuck their ass up. Who are they? Goddammit? Yo, How High is not, it doesn't get to do what this deserves. And I know we've spoken about this probably many times. But in terms of like, stoner, comedy, whatever, what have you.
Cult classic.
That shit is hilarious.
That shit is great.
Hey, man, I ain't calling. I'm right here.
But you did bring up a good topic that kind of coexists with that.
Of course. It's the only topic I bring up.
Did the meth and red Versuz thing happen already or not?
That I don't.
Oh no, that's 420, right?
Oh, that would make sense. Yeah, they of course they got to do it on 420.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
So that's gonna be this month. So all right. Another thing to look forward to. I'm glad I didn't miss that yet.
Yeah, I mean, the Versuz, they're doing a lot of big things. I know that there's some acquisitions happening. Apple acquired them, I believe. And then I think, oh, no, I'm sorry, not Apple. They left Apple and they went to Triller.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Left Apple, went to Triller, and now there's like
Well, they sold it to.
sold it, but they're also on the board. Like they
Yeah.
sold it for, you know, they have some
equity
sort of
or-
stake or equity in the company, and now they sit on the board, which is important. Not everybody sits on the board,
Right,
and you
right.
know, it's important to have minorities inside of these boardrooms because they're filled with a little bit too. There's a lack of melanin in these places. If you really want to talk about it in a PC way,
I feel like it's not a surprise. You know, everybody pretty much knows that
no, the ones that make the
Your-
decisions have lack of melanin.
your average boardroom. It's funny because, like,
As I speak to a man with a lack of melanin.
well, listen, that was just God's way of, I don't know,
You're
slapping me in the face.
You are Arab, but
I'm supposed to be darker than this, but regardless, what happened. So, I think like these like inclusion things that they try to do in boardrooms is some bullshit. Because let's say you have 9 board members, you got probably 6 white guys, and you got probably a black guy, an Asian, and a Hispanic person somewhere, and then everybody. I'm like, that's
in the
you're
boardroom.
feeling, yeah.
Oh, I
In
don't know
your
about
average
all that.
In your average boardroom, I'm pretty sure that's what it looks like.
Okay,
It might be more white people than I'm mentioning.
probably more so. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, their diversity and inclusion bullshit. That it's they try to fill a status quo in like their eyes.
Yes, of course.
So fuck all those guys.
Anyway, let's go to a better topic. Tomorrow morning, I leave and I go to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's a better topic for you.
It's a good topic. What do you want from me? I told you I bring up good topics. It's a good topic. Let's talk about it. I'm
Topics
leaving.
are maximum ugly.
I'll be on a beach tomorrow, bitch.
Your topics are maximum ugly.
No, you ugly. My topics are
Let me just tell you. All right.
the shiznittle bam snip
other
snap
day-
snap.
The other day I was watching Four Brothers, and one of like the cops and like the whatever.
That's a really good fucking movie, by the way.
He was like, "Oh, detective, come here. You got to see this. It's maximum ugly." And I was like, "Why the fuck did maximum ugly never catch on? That shit's hilarious." I was dying laughing when I heard that. Yo, son, you maximum ugly. That's the greatest insult of all time.
I'm gonna start using that shit.
Let's bring maximum ugly back, or
That's fucking hilarious.
that shit is great.
Don't
all
do that. She's maximum ugly.
Stay away from that girl. Maximum ugly.
Like
not to bring it to a misogynistic place.
no, but I mean I'm not gonna talk like I'm only speaking from my perspective.
Word.
Don't
That's all
do
we
it.
can do.
Reconsider. Read some literature on the subject. You sure? Fuck it.
Man, maximum ugly is gonna be my new favorite thing to say. But all right, whatever. Go back to your Puerto Rico story. Let's stay on topic.
What's ugly in Spanish? Feo?
Mm-hmm.
Uh
Or fea, depending on what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to Puerto Rico.
Nice.
I'm
nice.
going to Puerto Rico. First time I'm going there.
For some reference, his girlfriend is Puerto Rican.
Yes, best friends Puerto Rican. Yes, and I've had plenty times to go, and or opportunities to have traveled that way.
Word.
A wedding or two, other whatever, just chances to go. But I just never had the chance. Said chance a lot that time.
He said he had the chance to go multiple times, but never had the chance to go. and I'm just kind of lost.
Anyway, so listen, I had all these opportunities to go, never went. This is the first time.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's post pandemic, but it's this part of the pandemic. And Vivi asked, she's like, "Yo, you want to go?" And I usually say no to vacations. I'm usually kind of like,
He's a weird dude when it comes to vacations, man.
I don't know why. I'm just not like, all right, let's go fucking travel everywhere now. Like, this is my thing. No,
Yeah, but like even like a vacation where you can just go and relax. It's like
I
most
can relax
people-
on the couch. But also, you're right. Listen. Don't get me wrong. When I get there, I
Strange,
enjoy
man, I'm
them.
telling
I get there and I enjoy it. I think my least favorite thing about traveling is the traveling part. I don't think they hear that in there.
no, probably not. People next door doing some work on their house, So I don't understand. I mean, look,
Dude,
I love vacation.
I hate the journey to the place. Oh,
The journey
and I
always sucks.
also hate the journey home because you're sad you're leaving.
Yeah,
I don't understand these people that are like, yo, 5-7 days is enough for me. Like, what?
I will say,
Dude, I
this.
work 5 days a week. And that's 52 weeks a year. I need to at least have 3 to 4 weeks where I can just sit on a beach.
I have been blessed enough to
Straight.
be on quite a few plane rides, and I will say they are exhausting. And
They
depending
are.
on how far you're going, like,
yeah.
like
So this is where there, just for reference, this is nonstop.
Yeah, that's good.
I
That's
told
good.
VB,
Layovers
hey,
really suck.
hey, if we lay over, I'm not going.
I've had layovers in 3 flights. One of them we went to Dominican.
Yeah, we
Which
had to
that
run.
Yeah. Speaking of VB,
Your crew run. Your crew run.
and then I had one when I went to Austria once, right? And we laid over in Heathrow, and I think we talked about this here before, but I fucking hate Heathrow. It's like the worst airport of all
It's
time.
huge, isn't it?
This shit is like a city, and you have to take it. Like, okay, if in O'Hare, for instance, you have trains to take you to like the different wings of the airport, right? There they have
O'Hare
trolleys.
is or is it? I think it's the second most busy because I think
Yeah, I
busy
think-
because Atlanta I think is the second,
Yeah.
the first busy or first most busy airport.
which
in
I
the
would think
nation.
that a coastal city would, and it's kind of coastal, I guess, right? Like,
Well, again, because Chicago is the center of the nation, it's like it's the center hub. It's like
yeah,
that's why the railroad goes through Chicago because that back in the day there was the center.
I mean, there's railroads and not.
You put production centers or distribution centers in this area because it's to the East Coast a little easier than from the West and vice versa.
Yeah, there's a very, very good highway system running through Chicago that pretty much will bring you anywhere. So
Yeah,
damn it, what the fuck was I talking about now?
don't know. We forgot, but the thing about traveling and the Heathrow.
Heathrow, yeah. But anyway, yeah. So layovers are terrible when it
Whack-
comes down to
whack
it.
shit.
Heathrow was one of the worst experiences in an airport I've ever had in my life. But
Whack shit. No, so here's what I would say the worst part about going on this trip thus far has been I had to get a COVID test.
Mhm.
And I haven't gotten a COVID test this whole pandemic. But of course to go on vacation you got to get one
yeah,
because they call it it's like a COVID-19 PCR travel test essentially. And this is what Puerto Rico I don't know if it's Puerto Rico or right before you get on I don't know if it's all across the board for this, but this is the type of test they require before you get on the plane. So my girl she goes to this one place in the city. I get off of work at 3:30. They close at 3. Can't make it. So I make an appointment at my doctor's office.
of course, the week that you go back to full 3 to 3:30, right?
Exactly. Right. So I have to go ahead and make an appointment at the doctor's office after work, fly over there, get my test.
Yeah.
So she's like, hey, they did the cotton swab for me in the mouth, like the saliva. I was like, what? I was like, that's cool. I didn't know they do that.
I never understood why they couldn't do that.
That should be what it is, right? So I'm like, oh, man, that's cool. Maybe that's what I'll get. So I sit down and look at the nurse. I'm like, yo, is it the cotton? Is it the Q-tip up my nose, or is it the cotton swab in the mouth? And so she said, oh, I've never heard of the saliva one. And then I knew I was doomed. So she pulls this motherfucking Q-tip out her fucking drawer. The shit's like 8 inches long, right? I'm like, this bitch gonna stab me. I'm not going to Puerto Rico. She's gonna kill me today.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
definitely
thought
going up towards
so.
your
Let
brain.
me tell you, she did almost try to kill me because I was just right now feeling the bridge of my nose, like right here.
It's sensitive.
No lie, it's sensitive.
I, full disclosure, have not had any COVID tests done this year or last year or ever.
My nose is like sore, like it's a little. So,
But that's not the only, like, COVID isn't the only thing that they swab the nose to test for, but it's one of those things that it just...
So they tested for other things just now. They tested.
No,
other shit?
I mean, like, they
might as well, bitch.
They
You
use
got-
that
Look,
swab.
you
to
got
test.
that motherfucker up there. You might as well test for the whole plethora of whatever you can do with the
I
nose.
think they would have to get different Q-tips for each one, so I don't think that...
Man, they touched my fucking brain, dude. They could test for whatever they want. There's enough on there. Just throw that shit in some lab and be like, hey, test for it all. Put the whole shebang. You know how it says check all them motherfuckers and see what I got or don't got. Look at anyway. So she took that shit right, and I was like, damn. So she's like, all right, pull your mask down, right? I pull it here. She's like, all right, and so she went. I closed my eyes, and I'm just like, I remember I feel my dude. It was like because she just kept like trying to get up, and I feel like at some point she stopped probably right up here, probably right up this point right here. And
Hit your tear ducts.
yo, so I start watering, and I'm
Start
like,
crying like little
so
BS.
she pulls it out. I'm like, ah. She's like, next one. I'm like, what, bitch? And then right into the next one. So she stabs my brain again, right? Same thing up here. Same amount of soreness.
Damn.
So I'm just curious, who's gotten their COVID test? How did they feel about it? Did they want to punch the doctor? Like, cause she kept going, and I'm like,
Is it violating? Like, does it feel like you're violated when when you're done?
yeah, I asked her for tissue afterwards. I was like, bitch, give me a tissue. Like, my eyes
Wipe
are
my
watering.
eyes and shit.
My shits was watering. Like,
She had me scared, but I held my own. Fuck that.
players fuck up too. No, that shit sucked. So, got the test. I swear to God, I almost got up like text VVO. I'm not going. I'm not gonna take this fucking test.
I'm not gonna go on vacation because I have to have a swab of my nose.
Dude, that shit.
That's only some you shit.
Oh yeah, you go get that shit done and tell me that you.
If I had to do it so I can go and lay on a beach for a week, man, I'm gone.
I don't know. You pull it. She pulled that shit out and it looked as big as your face. Tell me that. I'd be like, why is it gotta be that big? I got fucking regular Q-tips at the house that would reach up there, and you ain't gotta worry. It's not as intimidating. You bring out like, it's like if you're gonna get all right, let's say for instance somebody's gonna cut off your cast, right? And they brought out
Never had a cast knife. Knock on wood. I don't have to really know firsthand.
and
what
they
that's
brought out a machete to do it. What are you doing?
Is he skilled with the machete?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
You have a machete.
If I could trust you with the knife.
No, you're not gonna take a machete and just cut my fucking cast.
Well, no,
off.
I mean, not gonna be like this. Like, don't just fucking swing that bitch.
How do I know? You bring out an abrasive fucking tool to do a smaller job than you need.
You're an abrasive tool.
Fuck you. Yo, that test sucked, and I'm pretty sure anybody who got it, who's watching, please comment. Tell Adam that shit
Listen,
was whack.
I 100%. You don't have to convince me. I'm sure that it sucks.
Shit was terrible.
I'm positive that it sucks. So, what else have you been doing to prepare? Prepare. I can't even fucking talk.
What are you preparing for?
You know, the coffee got me real jittery and shit. So, what else have you been up to prepare for this trip? Because you don't go on vacation a lot.
No, not at all.
So, like, did you write out a checklist to make sure you don't forget things?
Not at all.
I feel like you should do that. You want me to write you a checklist? I can do it in like 5 minutes.
No, motherfucker. I can travel. I've traveled before, and I know how to live. Like, dude, I live on a.
I know what I need to live daily.
Motherfucker, I just need clothes, deodorant, soap, face wash.
Yeah, those are important things.
I don't know about Q-tips. I think I'm a little traumatized.
Overpack your drawers and socks.
Oh, of course, dick. I know how to do that. Anyway, listen, I'm a little traumatized, right?
You know, you've
I-
been on vacation
Traumatized with Q-tips, and I know. So I went to the barber yesterday, right?
Right.
He's going to get. He's hitting the mustache, and the clippers tickle my nose, and I was like, ah! Like literally, it was like PTSD. I was like, if you get the fuck away from my nose right now. No, I told him, I was like, yo, I feel like I got PTSD from fucking this COVID test because like my nose started tickling all the way up. I was like,
listen, man,
I gave like that ugly face. I was like, ugh.
even when I myself try to get the nose hairs, it gets to a tickly point. I'm like, ugh. Like fuck, I really don't enjoy trying to get the.
Yeah.
But you have to get them. I mean, you can't just leave your nose hair all hanging out. You're in a relationship.
No, I don't care.
As a single man, you can't walk around with nose hairs dangling out of your
look,
face.
nose hairs, nose D's.
I don't know, man. Listen, you don't even front. Like, you would not leave them hanging out your nose.
They don't really hang out my nose anyway, man.
But what I'm impressed with your mustache right now, and pause the fact that I even like noticed this, but like your hairs ain't just hanging right over your lip like usual.
Man, fuck yeah. Listen, listen. When the shit grows out, I don't necessarily always line the mustache up. So,
but that's important.
why?
Like, don't you ever like bite like?
Oh, that's the
like
worst.
hair?
If you bite the hairs off your fucking mustache, like
You might recall, like last year,
it
I
could
had a
be-
really big beard happening.
I eat a lot of peanut butter,
regularly.
right? A lot of peanut butter. So like, if I go to eat a peanut butter sandwich and like
you
the
got some
mustache
peanut butter
hairs,
left in your
oh
hair?
man, like I've literally bitten hairs out of my mustache.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Like that is one of the biggest pains. I know that there's like pains in this life, right? Like there's different levels.
There's levels to the shit. But as far as like where your lip is concerned, that's pretty bad.
So
pain.
I think the scale of like pain shouldn't be a numbered scale. That's kind of deceptive. I think the scale should be like, so I'm gonna go ahead and say fine. 10 is childbirth. Fine, right?
I'm not going to go ahead and say that
No,
because
I'm going
because
Listen.
No.
I've
listen.
had to take a bad shit before, and I don't even think I'm not equating them together. But I'm saying pushing that out is not great.
I'm positive that it sucks. I'm just saying I don't know how it feels. They don't know how the kicking in the nuts
No,
feels.
I can't say.
I'm gonna just go ahead and just
No,
not
no.
get into that
So
conversation.
listen,
Agree to
listen.
disagree.
I'm just gonna say the scale should be somewhere
Got to be
like.
able to compromise.
So what's the first thing in like in terms of pain? But like it can't be like stub your toe maybe. Where's stubbing your toe?
Like a dog scratches you?
Where's stubbing your toe on the 1 to 10 scale of pain?
It depends, man. I've had some fucking 7s.
All right, we're talking about like
I've kicked the fuck out of things.
Is it broken?
Like I think it's gonna fall off, man.
I kicked the shit out of this. Dude, you'll kick
feeling.
tables or things that are in your house that are always there at that same place.
My dog makes me chase him around the house. Like he literally, if I'm sitting down, he won't let me relax. He'll sit there and bark at me till I get up. Right, so he likes me to chase him when he has the bone in his mouth. I don't understand why it's a fun game for him, but I've done that and literally just
He's a fucking dog. That's why.
But we turned it into a race, right? And I have fucking turned on the jets and kicked the fuck out of something, and I was, oh man, it was bad. And this wasn't too long ago.
You should know better than that, dude. You can't I literally, I don't know if sometimes I hit things and I'm like, it's so far from my walking, the line of my walking, that I feel like sometimes I must swing my leg out at least 2 feet.
Oh, jolly ass,
I'm like, what the fuck am I doing when I'm walking? Just walking like a
can't even do the James Brown in these.
Good. I don't want to see you do the James Brown. Anyway, so stubbing your toe probably shouldn't be 1. Stubbing your toe
can be anywhere between like a 2 and a 7.
I'll say stubbing your toe might be middle of the pack. 5, right? That's a good tier for how you feeling? Stub my toe pain now.
It's a mid impact injury.
It's mid impact. It could be worse, and at any point, stubbing your toe could be a 10, right? Is it broken?
Yeah, I mean,
God,
you can definitely break it that way. So,
dude. There's been times I'm like, I think I broke my whole leg from stubbing my toe.
Dude, word.
What the fuck happened?
This shit is reverberating. I got a headache now. Got toothache and shit.
I got a stomach ache. I just threw up.
Having thyroid problems.
Okay, so
I gained 35 pounds and shit.
And that's the problem. I got fat overnight because I stubbed my toe. No, that's the problem with. Okay, so I would say that nuts getting kicked, right, and a good nut kick, right, And the problem is
solid flush, sting the nut kick.
And the thing is, you don't need a hard. It could be just a tap. And if you tap those balls, right, both of them, if you tap both, you might throw up.
Yeah,
you might.
Yeah,
because you feel it in your stomach and the pain, right? I'm not saying it's. That's why I can't. I'm not comparing.
I'm just saying that a woman's childbirth is a man's kicking the nuts. I'm not saying that they're comparable. I'm just saying for a man, that's as bad as it gets. For a woman, that's as bad as it gets. And let's leave it at that.
Yeah, because there's different.
And I wouldn't even say that's as bad as it gets. If you let's say you broke the fucking your thigh bone.
No.
Oh, terrible things.
Oh,
that can happen.
Hell yeah. But I'm not speaking that. Is I'm talking about run of the mill things that happen every day, right? People always break their legs every day, but I'm saying
people get pregnant every day and you give birth every day.
You
and
stub your
get
toe damn near every day.
There's some man out there offending a woman and getting kicked in the nuts for it daily.
I don't know, man. I don't even know how we got here.
I don't know. We travel, so. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's how we got here from travel.
Yeah. Oh, so back to the trip.
Are you excited?
I am excited, but
I can't believe that a COVID test almost turned you off.
But the excitement only really happens once. Okay, so listen. Tomorrow the trip is at. I think we got to get to the airport at 8:30. Or no, I'm sorry. We got to get to the airport a little earlier. The flight's at 8:30. That's some new information for Adam. I asked him to drive us.
Still haven't answered the question.
He hasn't answered. I said, dude, I was like, what? I asked Adam, I was like, what dollar amount would you take for you to, I don't want to take an Uber. I don't want you to put me in the back of a car with plastic around you like we're Project fucking.
If you were balling like Spalding, I would be like, yeah, I'll do that shit for a dollar amount. But you're my brother.
I'll fill your tank up. I told him, hey, I don't know how much gas you got in the tank right now, but just go drive around a little bit. And then tomorrow, when you come pick me up, I'll fill your tank up.
I told him I'm gonna just leave it running in the driveway.
Yeah, but then I guess that'll work too. But I told him the problem with that
reminder
is
for myself an hour later,
and then he can't drive me, and now I can't go on my trip. And then there was the
COVID
test was for nothing. Now I'm coming to fuck you up. You're gonna wake up with 2 Q-tips in your nose.
How fucked up is that though? I fill up a gas tank. Cool, man. Let me go and drive around for an hour or two and make sure that it costs you more to fill up my gas tank, and I don't really need to go anywhere.
Dude, I'll buy you breakfast. I'll quick pay you $50. You do whatever you want with it. How about that?
My gas tank costs $65.
I said you do whatever you want with it. All right, I don't give a fuck how much a gas tank costs to fill up. You said you ain't need to do all that.
All right.
Anyway look. So I am excited, but the excitement will come more. I haven't left. I'm still here. I haven't gone to the airport.
I'll tell you when the excitement happens. The excitement happens when you're on the flight for a while, and then the pilot jumps on and he's like, oh yeah, we're about an hour out. Like we're landing
you're
ahead
doing
of
that.
schedule
You're doing
today.
it wrong. Yeah, we're gonna about
This is your pilot speaking.
we're about 35 minutes out from Puerto Rico, flying at an altitude of fucking high.
You gotta make sure you end every sentence with an upward inflection of your voice.
But
This is your pilot speaking.
But you
Hope
gotta do-
had
you
a
got-
great flight so far. We are
gotta-
about
you
an hour
gotta-
away. The stewardess will come around with a tray.
you gotta
Brian, please say over when you're done speaking. Over.
over.
Wait, I gotta say over even when the sentence ends with over. Over. Even when the sentence ends with what, Brian? Over.
um, yeah. So I guess once I get to the airport, because let me just be honest with you, the whole year so far, I've been eating pretty well, been on my little fitness thing, trying to get my shit
Which
right.
airport? When you get to the one you're
O'Hare.
leaving from?
So I've been trying to stay on my fitness a little bit more because, like, during COVID year, man, I didn't really stick to what I wanted to do. I think a lot of people gained weight. I just more or less like stayed around the same weight, but it got a little soft, right? Pause. I don't know how that's a pause, but we'll pause there.
I don't know, but I feel like it's
So listen,
self-deprecation.
I got a little soft in the belly area, right? So I was like, you know what? Because I was going pretty hard before, I was like, fuck, man, this literally just because the gym's closed everything.
When you stop going hard, you start getting soft.
Yeah, you do. The
General
more you
rules
know.
of life. Dropping
The-
dimes, baby.
It was a doom, doom, doom. The more you know. So it was shrinkage involved. So listen, so tomorrow
Word.
starts vacation eating for me, right? Because I've been trying to be good. So tomorrow I'm gonna start the day with some sort of I want to say I'm gonna eat first, but there might be whiskey involved first, right? I'm gonna be nice and drunk pretty early on in the day.
Are you gonna? Well, I know you're gonna be at the airport early, but are you gonna get a drink at the airport?
Yeah, what the fuck? I'm gonna eat. Okay, so listen, I'll probably eat and then get a drink on the plane if they're still doing that. I don't even know what the planes look like anymore.
Yeah, I don't know either. And this may be a bit of entitled of me, but I'm always cranky when I first get to the airport. Like I
Cranky?
hate every part of being at the airport until it's time to get on the plane. When we're finally on the plane, then I can like relax a
I
little.
don't fly enough
like,
to say whether I'm cranky or not. I
I
think I'm just.
fucking hate walking through the
I
airport.
think the
man.
excitement comes finally at that point for me. Like, all right, we're at the airport. The trip's going. I'm out. Like, it's not like you can't be like, oh, work's got to call you. Like, you got to come back. Like, man, bitch, fuck you.
It might be not bad for you because I don't know how many people are out there flying these days compared to before the pandemic, but you might be
I
able
think
to get
you'd be
to-
surprised. I think a lot of people are flying, dude. People
I
did
think-
not give a fuck.
Yeah, but they're taking. I don't know. So hopefully you don't have a long TSA line. That'd be ideal. I think part of the reason why I get cranky in the airport is because I smoke cigarettes, and once you go through security, you can't do that. There's no place for you to do that.
Did you
No
not
hair.
have your bottle?
Yeah, it makes me cranky, man. I'm like, damn. First of all, I'm tired. It's early. I'm hungry. Want to smoke. Got to get on this flight. Gonna be on the flight for 8 hours. Gonna be real tired and exhausted and fucking angry when I get off the flight. First thing I'm gonna need is a shower.
Dude,
It'll take me 10
Can I
minutes.
just stop you for a second? You're really describing the place that I want to be. That's why I don't like to go to fucking vacations, because all that shit sucks.
Yes, but it's just the
the
preliminary steps.
only time you're fucking finally happy is when you finally check into like you're like, I can shower, bitch.
Vacation is
My
like
nuts.
vacation is
They
like
gotta be washed.
vacation is like cooking and it's like painting. All the prep work is the most important part. Once you're done with that, everything is easy.
Easy peasy.
Like making sure all the dishes that you need are clean and you got all the ingredients ready to go in their respective amounts. Then after you put all those together, you turn on the stove and it does the rest on its own. You know what I mean? Same
Yeah.
kind of concept. So after you get past the like commuting part of traveling, then it's
So here's what I like to make sure of, though. I do like to make sure we come back to a house that's clean, because
Yeah.
dude, if you don't like, let's say you were rushing and like you had oh fuck, I forgot something. You tear the house apart to try to find it,
Mhm.
and then you leave, and then you come back and you're like, who fucking ransacked our house? Be like, oh, we're just slobs. We should have cleaned.
yeah, like damn, I forgot we lived like this.
We are like, this is how this feels. Oh, I deserve to be here.
Sometimes going on vacation will make you a little mad, especially if you're staying in a hotel. Like, yo, these people come and clean this room every
Yeah.
day, and they
Dude, we
put new towels in, and they make my bed. Like, I want to live like that permanently.
Vacation is pretty dope. I'll say. I mean, like, and once you finally get there, like, once you're in the thick of it, oh, fucking, I am a vacationer. Like, I like to be there. I like to drink during the vacation. I like to keep a nice buzz. Probably.
That's why so far my favorite one was the Dominican trip. That's the only
Oh, dude,
like,
we
all-inclusive
we
on
drank
the beach vacation.
all day long.
Our bartender looked a lot like the Dominican Tyrese. That was my guy, though, man.
That's the dude.
That was my guy.
Didn't I do we did the Fresh Prince
The handshakes.
handshake together, me and him. That's what happens when dude, you're there. Like, so I remember in Dominican, the bar opened at like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So I would eat and then go straight to the bar.
They had 3 buffets, right? Like throughout the day.
Dude, I ate all day and drank all day.
It was a great time.
I think I was not sober. Probably Vivi got so angry at me at that trip.
Minus the fact
She
that
hated
I
me that
almost
trip.
died in that trip. The rest of it was great, you know?
Oh, you did almost die parasailing.
Dude, parasailing was bad.
Would you ever parasail again?
I don't need to do any more like air sports in the ocean like that. I'll do it in Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan's cool because I know, like, first of all, we're not in a foreign country. It's more regulated. Like, they have things in place to hopefully avoid my death. I don't like to be in water like that.
So tell people what happened. I don't know if we've ever talked about this.
All right, so yeah, we're in Dominican. Obviously, when you go to those resorts, they have like all kinds of what do you call it? Excursions, right? And so I was with somebody else at the time. We got on a parasailing adventure, right? So first of all, I knew it was gonna be a terrible experience from the beginning because
Why?
you're in the ocean, right? And you're going like deeper into the ocean to a bigger boat. But the boat that you're on to get there, literally like it's like there's like this much room, like 3 inches from where the tip of the boat that you're sitting on into the water. And it's like a little speedboat, right? Like a little cartel boat, but I imagine they traffic cocaine in through the same. It's very small.
But like on the way back, you bringing bricks, ain't you?
Because like stays under the radar, I think, right? Like that's why it's so small. So anyway,
It's not a big vessel.
they take you from that into another boat, and like mind you, the whole time you're looking at the water, and it's getting darker and darker and darker because it's deeper and deeper and deeper. And I'm like, yo, this is where shark bites happen, first of all. So I'm like, let me make sure we get to this boat safely. We got there. Luckily, there was an eccentric group of people on the tour boat, the excursion boat, and they were particularly loud. They were having a great time. It was still like early afternoon, whatever, right? So everybody went. We're sitting here watching. Parasail, boom, successful. Got off. Went back on a little weird fucking power boat and went back to the shore safely. It happened over and over again. Then finally, it's our turn. And this is just my luck in like life.
Yeah.
So we get up there, and like the people who are driving the boat, they're not paying attention. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They forgot that we're behind them. So we're in the air at first, right? And we're like chilling, whatever. Everything's kind of cool, looking around, like not thinking anything of it. And then we start like getting lower and lower. And at first you don't think anything of it because that's what they do. Like parasailer, they dip you into the water, like your legs, and then they bring you back up.
Yeah.
That's how they do it. So at first, like it wasn't a question, right? And then we started going deeper and deeper and deeper into the water. And at one point, I was completely submerged
Really?
for probably like 15 seconds.
Are you serious?
It was fucked up. And we're in the boat, like moving at a pretty good clip because we're supposed to be in the air.
Holy shit.
So thank God for these women who were on. I don't know. Like they were paying attention because obviously they were like, yo, like make sure we're gonna be safe when we do this. Started screaming at the lady, the guy driving the boat and his partner because there's like 2 of them, I guess, up there. They're like giving him an earful, and finally we're pulled out of the fucking water. And I like the amount of salt water that I consumed. I'm surprised I didn't die from that.
Damn.
Like, it was fucked
I
up,
didn't
dude.
know. I didn't realize. I think I've heard this, but not like this.
Well, I mean, like, so when you're submerged, I wasn't like completely underwater all the way. Like there was a part of my head that was still out, but you get the waves from the boat smacking you in the face. You know what I mean? So it was like it was a dire situation, and I literally almost died from there. So the person that I was with, when we got off and got back onto the excursion boat, gave them an earful. You know, they basically we got our money back. That's pretty much all that really happened. Went back.
Those
and I
ladies
was
didn't
like,
go, right?
Huh?
Those ladies.
Oh,
didn't-
I don't know.
I would have
They
thrown
brought
them
the
off
boat
the
back
boat.
when we
I
got
would
there.
have thrown them off the boat.
Man.
I'll take this, but now you get back, bitch. I don't care if you die or not, motherfucker.
It was-
like
it was-
drown, bitch.
I was like, dude,
I'm that spiteful. I'd be like, you tried to kill me.
I mean, that's the fucked up thing. Like we've done a lot of like water sport type of shit like that, right? Like we've done jet skis, and we've been on many boats, and we've done a lot of that type of
I've
shit.
had a weird occurrence on the jet ski as well. Weird, like it's. I guess. So me and Vivi, I don't know if I ever. So Vivi fell off the jet ski in the Bahamas. That was like my fault. I was being a
that
little.
Bahamas trip was something else.
I broke
for you
my
guys.
foot on the Bahamas.
Yeah.
That's where my
Yeah.
But when we were in Lake Geneva, on jet skis, we had like, I think what happened was we got in a boat's wake. But we slowed down and we stopped, and out of nowhere, this little wave, just like we felt the jet ski starting to do this, and then it just started to, it tipped over completely. We were like out of nowhere, like it's almost like in a cartoon where like something doesn't like a car doesn't fall on somebody, but then it rolls over again out of nowhere. Like that's what happened, and like not only that, the cord didn't pull the key out, so the boat is like
driving away,
idling, like it's just going. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I literally had to like pull. I grabbed like the back and I just pulled it, and I literally had to like, because it was upside down at this time too, right? So no, what happened? Oh no, I'm sorry. So it didn't pull it out, but it was upside down, so it couldn't go nowhere. So then how did it? It didn't go all the way upside down. I'm sorry. It tipped to the point where it was enough where it was about to, and we both had to fall off. And I like at the same time kind of like had to push it somehow. Like I was just trying to not get it. We're in the middle of fucking the lake.
Saving the ball from going out of bounds by throwing it at your opponent's knees.
And so when I did that, the cord it popped off, but it didn't pop off. Right, with the key, so it started driving away on me. Like, thanks for the save, guy. Right, so I had to jump. I grabbed it, I pulled it, and I finally pulled the key out. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like,
that shit would have hit like a fucking island that somebody was stranded on. They're like, I've been praying for this.
Meanwhile, we're just sitting there fucking like those movies.
You guys are in open water.
Dude, those movies. I think it's open water, dude. That is one of the most terrifying thoughts of all time,
dude. They're literally just fucking bobbing in the water, like trying to keep themselves afloat because they don't even have floaties.
Going scuba. Can you imagine getting fucking left? Oh, dude. Fuck that. Yeah. Dude, I don't want to go scuba diving.
Listen, man, sharks are scary.
Sharks are terrifying. They're not scary. Scary is like,
there's a lot of other things.
Dark.
There's a lot of other things that you can meet in the water that aren't scary, but sharks are fucking terrifying.
No, I think sharks, what the thing that got Steve Irwin?
Stingrays aren't even scary.
They're not, but they literally murdered him. Oh, but also he pulled. You're not supposed to pull out because they go in, but they're they're not. They're serrated. Yeah. So when you pull out, like
you stab yourself pretty much.
You rip out. You can rip out in all the components of which.
Rest in peace, Steve Irwin. But I will say this. His daughter's pretty bad, man. It's merely
a baby. His son's doing the same shit he does, man.
His daughter, pretty bad thing.
Hey, man, I don't know.
Australian chicks, I've noticed to be kind of hot, but let me just tell you,
they look like Australia. They do look corn-fed. Australia is not a place I want to be.
Australia is terrifying.
I always thought it's a place I wanted to go until I realized, hey, Australia has some insects that are as big as you.
Has things that you've never even heard of before.
Nope, don't want them.
Some guy just got attacked by an octopus in Australia. Like
on
yesterday.
Land?
I don't know.
You're not even supposed to be up here.
I think it was in shallow water or something. I just always like picture a fucking octopus with like their head flung back as they're running through.
There's an octopus. Octopusi? Octopi.
I don't fucking know. I'm not a plural expert.
Dude, we're trying to work it out. Anyway, they remind me of what's dude's name from American Dad? Not Marshall. But you know what I'm talking about. The alien.
Yeah, the alien. I can't remember.
The alien. He reminds me of, it's not Stan. Stan's the guy.
Yeah, Stan's the guy.
I can't remember. Maybe it'll pop in your head. Either way, he reminds me of him because he got the big head, or the aliens from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Fucking tentacles and shit.
I just picture
they're walking hilarious. Like this. This is how they fucking walk. Like,
hey, octopuses, whatever.
Octopi. I'm gonna stick with octopi because octopuses sound like you're just dumb.
Octopuses.
Get them octopuses.
Anyways, they're some of the like goofiest looking animals I've ever seen in my life.
They're super intelligent.
The things in water all look hilarious to me. Well, not all of them, but some of them are terrifying.
You're funny looking. Bite you, bitch.
Well, I mean, you just got to go to the shed and be like, yo, I'm behind this glass, so fuck that shark.
Yeah, I feel like that karma will come to you sometime.
I think there's like two-way glass for them, so they can't see you like making fun of them.
Two-way glass is they can't see you.
No. Two-way glass is I can see you, but you can't see
one way is you can see the other way.
No, one way is just you can see your reflection.
Two-way I can see the inside.
Listen, I don't know. Whatever.
Well, all right.
I'm not sure what
you're fighting kind of hard for it.
I'm not sure what the correct one is, if I'm being honest.
Just wondering, dude. Just wondering.
But yeah, so
yeah, the trip.
Yes.
We are definitely we got some four-wheeling scheduled. I got some drinking and some beach sitting to do.
How long are you gonna be out there?
from Sunday morning. Well, Sunday like 1 p.m. to I believe Friday 8 a.m. Something along those lines.
Okay. Yeah. So we're recording on Saturday this week, people.
Yes, we are recording 1 day early.
1 day in advance, maybe.
For 1 day only.
You maybe get this 1 day in advance, but I don't know. I think
We-
I like the keeping it Tuesday thing.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they don't have to get it right away. Because we're going to have to.
Get it on the flow.
Because I
Get
do
it on the
believe
flow.
not next week, the week after we're going to record on a Friday. For because we're going to be detailing.
Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. Yeah, well, we'll figure all that out.
Yeah. We're going to, I mean, got to make that money, baby. Got to make
Yes,
that
indeed.
money.
Yes, indeed.
Till
yes,
that
indeed.
Patreon starts paying.
Yep.
I don't know. It may never.
Probably not.
I just know that some people have like crazy amounts of Patreons. I'm like, damn, that must be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like
You're
to.
crazy.
I would like to think that we'd have more than 2, but besides the 2 people who said that they were down.
Yo, I don't even care. You want to pay, dude? Just keep sending questions and interactions out. That's all we're trying to do is have some fun with you guys. And
What I noticed is every episode we're like, oh, comment more, and people comment less.
I don't know. I think this episode commented a little less, but the first few we had some really good engagement. I think it depends. Maybe they didn't enjoy the last episode as much as I did.
Was it Dave?
Fucking Dave.
um.
Anyway, you want to take a break?
Yeah, I guess it's about that time.
All right, let's take a
We
break.
gotta keep this light,
Yes,
light,
sir.
fresh people. So it's gonna be like this one going forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we don't have to tell them
So-
that. But I told them that.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yep.
Full transparency. you
Yep.
know?
All right.
All right, we'll be right back.
Cool. I fucking feel like after I got that fucking swab up the nose, I feel like I got like when you get a little pimple up here.
Yeah, that's the worst. Well, actually, it's top 2. If you have like a pimple,
So where's it fall on that scale?
if you have a pimple in your nose or if you have a pimple on your ear, for some reason, both of those things are like
ear
the most
pimples
painful
suck,
things, of
especially
all
if you're
time.
like trying to listen to headphones that like earbuds.
Which is weird. Like even on the earlobe, right? And like on the earlobe, I have both my ears pierced, right? So like that didn't fucking hurt for
Do
shit.
you
It's supposed
listen
be
to,
the least painful?
Do you put piercing? Do you put your earrings in your ear?
Very rarely. I only have one that I put in now. If I put it in,
I've said that I would love to be able to afford a nice 1 carat.
give me some Allen Iverson. You know.
I'm
Get
trying to look
ears
like
like
Allen
Allen
Iverson, fool.
Yeah, so we're back, I guess. Yeah, I wanted to really talk about now. I wanted to get into some of the celebrity feuds that are happening around the world because there seems to be
There's
few of them
celebrity
brewing.
feuds.
Some celebrity feuds.
Who
a lot of
are
them-
you talking
A
about?
lot of them in the basketball world. But the one that I want to start with is the Kevin Durant, Michael Rappaport situation, which I think also involves Portnoy to some degree. So
I think so. From what I've seen, is that in terms of Portnoy, Barstool Sports Presidente guy,
El Presidente.
I fuck with dude. I fuck with. I know Dave said he didn't. I like Dave Portnoy. I like his pizza takes and all that shit. It's all cool. He does some pretty decent content. Anyway,
Yeah.
I believe that Rappaport worked for him at Barstool Sports.
Mm.
And I think something happened where Rappaport didn't like it, went on one of his little tirades, right? And
Which are usually pretty funny.
full disclosure, I love Rappaport,
Yeah.
but in recent years, he's become a little annoying, right? I follow him on Instagram. He's kind of a little much sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel like it may come from the right place most of the time, but I think he words it incorrectly. He's a victim of the moment and allows his emotions to put things out in the world that he probably shouldn't.
His angry rants kind of
Yeah, he's a
are
pretty-
his thing right now.
He's a
but,
pretty angry white
I mean,
Jewish
they're
man.
usually pretty funny, you know.
But either way, so that's true. But I'm saying
and mixing the fact
So-
that he's a ginger. I mean,
Right,
it's gonna
so-
also create a lot of anger.
he may have said something right that that angered.
No disrespect. to the
Portnoy.
gingers.
Yeah, well, you got ginger beard. You're part of them.
Whatever.
You're in my phone. You're ginger beard. So I don't know what you're fucking
It's not,
fighting.
It's not even like. It's not
Don't
that.
fight the shit, dude.
It's not that. You
Where's
know what
my
I mean?
phone?
Hey, is Carrot Top insensitive?
I think I left my phone downstairs, huh? Oh, no, it's right there. It's right there.
Is Carrot Top insensitive?
No, there's a guy named Carrot Top.
Yeah, but like if you're like using the term Carrot Top and you're not referring to the man who self-proclaimed himself the name Carrot Top, then does it become offensive?
I don't know, man. Now we're treading on places where we start taking away some funny fucking nicknames.
Snow Bunny? Like, is that offensive?
Well, I mean, you probably don't want to use it too often. Like, you don't want to say, I just started dating a Snow Bunny. Like, you don't want to refer to her as Snow Bunny to her. Like, maybe you can say Snow Bunny to, like, your guys. Like, man, they got me a Snow Bunny. But at the same time, I don't know if that's even appropriate. At this point in time, I'd like to refrain from speaking at him anymore.
I'm going to just say, you know, whatever I want. Obviously, there's certain things that I'm going to not say because, obviously. But, like, the things that are now new offensive things, I just use my discretion. I'm just gonna
I'll be there.
But anyway,
I'll be
so
there.
Rappaport and KD, right?
My first name must be He Ain't Shit.
I don't
'Cause
know.
every time I'm in the club, bitches be like, He ain't shit. I'll be there. I'll be there.
He is that.
Fuck you. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't really know like what. So there's a comment. There's like a text thread between Rappaport and KD.
Yeah, and he released it like a little biatch.
Yeah. It's mostly just KD saying things. Rappaport responded a couple times with like, go like carry your team to a championship.
Yeah, I think he was trying to keep it as much because he knew he was going to his lawyer, so he wanted to keep himself as because that's not Rappaport to me. I think Rappaport wanted to snap for no reason. Like, I don't know. I don't really know why the beef started. Is it because of the seats that he got him?
Something like that, I guess. I don't
It
really
can't
know.
be because of the fact that KD got him seats like
That
because I
weren't
saw a video
courtside.
that Rappaport released and I was like, that can't be real.
I don't know. But so I got basically some of what KD, aka Easy Money Sniper on Twitter, said. Right, 5 laughing emojis. You called your lawyer like the pussy you are. Then he goes, ha 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 for like 97 times. You couldn't take Portnoy talking shit. Defamation of character. Then crying face emojis, 6 of them. Pussy ass want to lawyer up. Your wife mad as fuck because you wasting that little bit of money on lawyers because you can't take a joke. Ha 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 ha. How pussy are you? Your wife doesn't even respect your bitch ass. So
Well, there you go. So, I mean, I don't know. Again,
and then Portnoy took that and he retweeted it and said, "Love Kevin Durant feeding it to Rappaport. Rap will probably sue him now for being a meanie pants."
a meanie pants. Listen, man, I don't know why it started.
It's been something that's been entertaining.
Is it? I'm gonna. You know what? For my story, for the sake of me, I'm just gonna assume because I think it's funnier that he is mad at him because of the seats he got him at a game, right? I think because I don't know what it came from, and
because they just played.
I have no clear explanation.
Who are they playing that game to? It was like I think it was the first game that the Knicks allowed fans back in the stadium.
Recently?
Yeah.
Oh, that just happened recently.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's definitely the seats. It's 100%
Gotta
the
be
seats. And then what the fuck? He's being a little bitch. Why is he crying?
I don't know, but it's
You're Michael Rappaport, dude. Like, you're not like. I would say Michael Rappaport probably is a 5th row entertainer, right? Right?
You can't do that
Like,
to rap. Come
no,
on.
you can because there's A, B, C, D, and E list celebrities.
I mean, I guess.
I would
but,
say
but
he's-
if the star of the team is
so
getting you
listen.
tickets, I guess it's fair to
It depends.
assume that you would get
Maybe
him
he
some
got-
better seats.
Maybe KD got some hoes he put in the fucking front row.
Maybe we're
Allegedly.
know what his
Or
life is
maybe. Nah.
I don't know. Probably.
Anyway, I don't know KD and I don't know his business. But all I'm saying is,
I'm not. All I
Look,
know is I'm
okay,
not putting hoes in the front row.
here's what I'm continuing with it. Hove?
I'm not putting my hoes in the front row.
Oh. Well, then maybe if they're good, his like, maybe if they're the hoes he really likes.
I mean, I guess.
Anyway, listen. Enough that we're getting off topic. What I'm saying is, if the 5th row is E, he was sitting in E.
Mhm.
So he is an E-list celebrity. I wouldn't say that Michael Rappaport is a very high-list celebrity.
No.
What does he have that's going on right now?
Podcast, I think.
We do too?
Pretty much it.
Are we E-list?
Well, but people.
Listen,
people
no
watch his-
disrespect, right? He's done higher learning and a whole bunch of other shit, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, at what point do you say, hey, dude, you're too entitled? Like, why do you feel like you deserve a seat, like, at front row? Like, you're Michael Rappaport. You're not like, you know,
Yeah, I don't know.
anybody A-list, B-list, C-list, or
It's
D-list.
an interesting thing to have a big fight out.
So
about
who would
that
be
and
sitting in
ended up
D?
getting
Who
lawyers involved
who
and like
who would be sitting in D, and who's C? Like who was sitting in front of Michael Rappaport? Let's play this game.
in front of Rappaport. I mean,
Gilbert
if he
Gottfried?
was in E, a lot of people.
Bobcat?
mini me from Austin Powers.
I think Vern Troyer passed away.
Oh well, R.I.P. to him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he passed away. If he didn't, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure he did.
Well, yeah, you might be right there. I think I recall that. But anyway,
I eat because I'm sad, and I'm sad because I eat.
fine. Steve-O.
Steve-O would probably be. I would say Steve-O is probably a
Steve-O and Bam would be right next to each other in front of him.
Well, they don't fuck with each other right now. I don't think.
Well,
I think
you know, I
think
mean-
Bam's really. Speaking of social media beefs, Bam Margera, I think, is kind of mad at the Jackass guys because they're making
I don't
Jackass
follow
without
clearly any
them.
of these things.
I follow Bam
They're still-
Margera and Steve-O.
They're still doing more Jackass shit. These
Think-
guys are probably like in
So,
their 40s now.
you
I
don't
think it's
follow
time to give it a
Steve-O?
rest.
So Steve-O does.
Yeah.
Steve-O's. Sir,
I don't follow D-list.
did you hear it? It sounded like an echo for a second. Anyway, so Steve-O. Woo. Anyway, so Steve-O. Sorry, guys. Steve-O. I felt like it's a little echo. Anyway,
You know, here's the reason why is because the drum set. I've noticed that like if I'm
once
loud
in a
in here,
while.
okay. It'll echo through because the barrel. is
Got you.
big.
All right, we might have to cover with a blanket next time, maybe.
No, I don't think they're catching that in the mics.
Oh, okay, word. All
We'll
right.
be talking about
Anyway.
the audio all the time. in
Yeah,
the
sorry,
middle of
guys.
the show,
Like,
so,
this matters to you.
we working shit out. at the
Yeah,
same
man, we
time.
trying. So,
Working it through with
full
you.
disclosure. Anyway, so, yeah, Steve-O's like 11 years sober or some shit. So he's got a pretty cool podcast that he has people on. And he, but he does other cool shit, I think. He does he tries to do stand-up and whatnot. And, but I don't think they're fucking with each other. That's neither here nor there.
So what other celebrities are in front of rap?
So we're going to say right now that probably Jay-Z, Rihanna.
Well, obviously, we're not talking about the people who are
Hey,
obviously
we're going to go
floor
back.
seats.
We're going to reverse engineer it. So B is going to be like a Memphis Bleak is behind Jay-Z, right? He
Yeah,
has
but
to be.
he's not. He would be back there with rap if it wasn't for Jay.
Yeah, you're right.
So I mean,
All right, so this game isn't so easy because I feel like we're disrespecting
well,
everybody.
you came up with this game.
I did. It was terrible.
And who cares? You know what? They're not promoting us. They're not getting us money in our pockets. Let's talk about them. Fuck them.
Anyway, so where did this stem from again? What were we talking
Well,
about?
I just wanted to talk about some celebrity beefs that are happening. So yeah, I mean the saga continues. I think on that one. But then there's another one.
I think he's I think this is just gonna go be settled in like court, like behind closed doors
I don't.
quickly because I think people are advising Rappaport to shut the fuck up, and KD is gonna go from his burner account and talk mad shit.
Well, KD, he was on his actual account talking shit, which is
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, of all the times that you felt like you should use a burner account, this was not one of them. Like, you just
he don't want to like offend his fanfare by
the fuck are you
commenting on his fan. I don't know. But yeah, so there's another one
doing?
that's
What are you
happening.
doing?
The other one is much more basketball related. This one is between Russell Westbrook and Stephen A. Smith. Westbrook, of course, a triple double machine. He was former MVP, I believe. And then Stephen A. The hell, you pulling up on us? I don't know if you heard of them. Cops in the back. We didn't do anything.
We'll check. I think it
Is
sounds
it
like
illegal?
ambulance.
All right, well, you know, I don't want to go too deep into the conversation of the Westbrook Stephen A. Smith beef with you not able to chime in. But I guess I can also give a little bit of background on the situation. Are they out there? All right. Well, yeah, so basically, Stephen A. Smith was talking about Westbrook and I think his overall legacy, right?
Yeah,
And
basketball wise.
basketball wise. And he was talking about, you know, hey, you're well, he gave him flowers in a response, but basically the idea was that you still ain't won a championship, and that should be something that you are like that you take personally, and you want to leave the league with.
Some players just don't really put that on the highest level of priority.
The only thing with Russ is he's a high level player, you know, and you expect out of the highest level players, the MVPs of the league, you expect certain greatness to come out of it. At least, and you can't really give it to him. You can't really say that he's not Like
Karl Malone and John Stockton. I don't know if I think maybe Karl Malone tried. I don't know if he won with the Lakers. He didn't. I don't think. But
yeah.
Karl Malone and John Stockton never won a championship. Charles Barkley never won a
Yeah.
championship. The reason why some people won during Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler won, like because of the fact that MJ was gone. But I'm saying
That
like
Blazers team was strong though.
Sean Kemp never won a championship but they should have with that Sonics team, but they
Yeah.
didn't with Gary Payton.
They're trying to bring the Supersonics back, by the way. Somebody.
I think they should bring the Sonics back.
Actually, I think it's Sean Kemp who's leading the charge.
Good for him. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's in some sort of like marijuana shit probably. A lot of like the retired players have jumped into that because,
Especially ones who spent a lot of time in Seattle because it's always been more lenient there, I think.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, there's been plenty of players that haven't won a championship but were great and had great careers. I don't know that it takes away from the legacy 100%. It's harder to get them to become a Hall of Fame player without a championship. However, if there's other accolades, listen, my thing is always that I see Grant Hill become a Hall of Fame player.
Mhm.
Grant Hill never won a championship.
Yeah.
Grant Hill never won a championship, and Grant Hill, to be honest, his career it spanned very long, but it stopped being pretty accomplished at a very early stage.
He had a very similar to like a Derrick Rose story.
I think Derrick Rose's ceiling was higher than Grant Hill. Grant Hill was a beast, but Grant Hill also.
I just mean in terms of like how injury kind of changed the path of their career.
You can say Grant Hill. You could say fucking Penny
Brandon
Hardaway, Brandon Roy. Fucking you don't know who Greg Oden would have been, but he definitely wasn't.
There's a lot of
anything.
stories like that, unfortunately.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of that shit. But I think, when it comes to that, Grant Hill never. I think we've spoken about this too, but Grant Hill never. He was a rookie of the year, co-rookie of the year with Jason Kidd, which is dope. Jason Kidd's my favorite point guard of all time.
A good rookie class right there, just with those two.
Yeah, and that was dope. But he didn't really. I mean, he was a monster for a few years, but he got Hall of Fame because I think of who Grant Hill is. So like, it's always my argument. Like, if at this point, I think that Derrick Rose could be a Hall of Famer because of what he's done. He's done almost the same thing that Grant Hill has, and his career has spanned a good amount of time at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, to get back to Stephen A. and players who, their legacy's lacking maybe because of not winning a championship.
Yeah.
Yes, it lacks, but
it's just something that like
it has to be more. It has to be more than a cut and dry. He didn't win a championship.
Right.
His legacy wasn't anything. Right. That's all I'm saying. Like. Yes, Westbrook has his faults, but I do think that, at the end of the day, he is a great player. He
can't even be argued averaging a triple-double.
Right.
For like 2 seasons now,
what
right?
kind of teammate he is, I don't know. He could be. We're not in these locker rooms. That's the thing. And that's why I think that, what were we talking about that was handled, in the mall and Rory and that's handle your shit in the locker room, right? Because we don't know what he is, but with nobody's ever spoke out like Russell Westbrook is.
And I think you would get that. You would hear that even from him because Westbrook's very outspoken. When he's like not cool with something, you'll know about it. Like he's the amount of times he gave stink face in a post game interview is like that's his signature. Like
his stink face is hilarious.
So basically, Westbrook's response was more like, "I'm already a champion. Like I came from the streets. I'm a champion the moment I made it to the NBA." He's which I mean, fair, right? And his wife also jumped in and came to his defense, like similar thing, like Stephen A. Shut up, essentially.
Yeah, his wife is a ride or die. I give her that too.
She's not a fan of Stephen A.
A lot of people aren't a fan of Stephen A. And to be honest, he's abrasive in some regard, and he also, but you got to give it to him. He's put the work in, and he's been around for long enough. I'm a
big Stephen A. fan.
I like Stephen A.
Yeah.
But his his approach could be a little abrasive for some, but
for sure,
I don't think that it comes with the territory of like he's there to report and be objective, right? Maybe he has some bias in it, but it's supposed to be opinionated objectivity. I think is the way to go about it.
Yeah.
If that's even a thing, right? I think you have to be objective, but you can throw your opinion in there, but you can state facts, right? Russell Westbrook isn't a champion, in my opinion. That leaves an asterisk in his legacy, and that is where the opinion parts like state fact Here's my opinion on that.
And not even an asterisk. Like that's like
Okay, yeah.
because to me that's like, oh, you won.
For
but
lack
it
of a
was,
better
you
term,
know,
it leaves
it's just there's a hole in his resume.
it's an
now.
unchecked box.
Yeah, right.
An
It's a
unchecked
stone
box.
that was not turned. So,
Right.
You know.
And because even like I don't know how like Kawhi doesn't seem to be who he was back like during the Toronto days. Because like I mean I know it's only been a few years, but I feel like there's been a drop off in his
when they win 2 years ago, right?
his impact.
Was it 2 or 3 years ago?
3, I think now.
So Lakers won last year. Who won before them?
Fuck, I don't know. Was it Toronto?
I think it was Toronto.
No, it does. I don't think it was. I think I think they won 2018. Or maybe 2019. I could be wrong. Anyway, listen.
Mhm.
The point is, I think there's been a drop off in his impact as the guy, right?
Yeah.
They're a great team, but I don't think unless it's really not about Kawhi, but the system he's been implemented into, right? Because Kawhi's been MVP of the playoffs twice, I think,
Mhm.
right? But I'm just saying, like, there's players like that are great, and there's ones that are as great but don't get that opportunity to be put into a system that actually works in their favor, or maybe the coach or
he's been in a few systems now. Westbrook has, and
and I at some point
I watched like a 6-minute video that Stephen A was responding to Westbrook's response.
because where he's been Oklahoma, Houston, Washington,
Yeah.
right. So that's where he's been. 3 teams. Listen, and not everybody is gonna become an NBA champion. It's difficult. I think people really fucking think it's almost to the point where people don't realize how hard it is to even get to the NBA. So like the fact that he said I was a champion the second I got to the NBA.
There's a lot of truth to
I
it.
felt that shit because not that I'm an NBA player, but dude, the goal when you are a hooper, like when you played ball and that was like I'm a play in the NBA, right? No matter how young you were or how long that lasted,
For sure.
to get there, man, that is like dream fulfilled. Now comes the point of the guys who get there. Do they stay hungry? And if they stay,
How far you want to go now?
right. Are you happy to be here?
Yeah.
Are you gonna just go off your talent? Or are you gonna go off hard work? Because if you do both, man, you never know.
But you can never look at Westbrook and say that he's not.
He works hard like a motherfucker.
There's a reason that you average a triple double. It's not easy to do by any account.
He's just been on teams that didn't win, man.
I
do think him and KD were a year away from winning if KD stayed, or a player and a team, a player and a year away.
Yeah. So Stephen A responded, and he was like, let me start with this. I take not a single one thing away from Russell Westbrook. He's like, I love him. I respect him. He's an absolutely amazing person. He's like, he's 100% correct when he says that he's a champion because he made it out, and this is where he is now. He's like, he's averaged a triple double. First one to do that once. He said like Oscar Robertson in like the 70s, 76 or some shit like that. He's like, he's the first person to do that in like consecutive years now. You know, he's like, they've been to the he's been to the conference finals 4 times. He's like, the one that they were closest, they lost 3-1 with Golden State. He's like, then KD left, and everybody was like in his ass for leaving you high and dry like that. And he's like, at a certain point, basically, we got to look and just figure out like how important is it to you to win a championship. He's like, yes, by all accounts, you are a champion for where you at right now. He's like, he also was like, yo, I understand that also Mrs. Westbrook doesn't like me very much. He's like, I have all the respect in the world for her. He's like, I'm never going to come in here and like start insulting them. He's like, but you're a basketball player. He's like, and what's your main goal here? That was pretty much essentially his point, you know, like how important is a championship
which
to
is
you?
not a terrible point to be making.
He said, if you think about the Hall of Fame players, he's like the ones that won a ring. He's like, what's the first thing that they go do there? He's like, they apologize to their family, to their friends, to their loved ones. He's like, for all the sacrifices that they asked them to make while they went to go and pursue their greatness.
Achieve their goal.
Right. It's like to pursue their greatness. He's like, that's the first thing. He's like, clearly you guys are very in a very loving relationship. You guys are great. He's like, but your goal should still, as a basketball player, be to hit the edifice. Right? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Sure.
The top. To be at the top of your
ACT
profession.
words, bro.
Something like that.
words.
I don't know if that's even a word. I think it is.
Can we get a fact check?
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I think they're both right. I would again, I never would take anything away from Russell Westbrook's contributions because it's not like he doesn't go out there and play hard every night. So I don't know. I don't know what's missing.
You're sometimes just not gonna get it, man.
What is missing for him to bring?
T Mac don't got a championship. T Mac's a motherfucker. Vince Carter never got a championship, and given Vince Carter, but Vince Carter in his early years, people don't remember, was a monster.
Stephen A. also went on to say he's the most athletic and explosive point guard the league has ever seen.
I get that. I think that's wrong, but
what's missing for Russell Westbrook to win a ring? What does he need? What is missing from that formula now? He's playing with Bradley Beal now in Washington.
Those stars to align, bro.
You got Rui in there. You got a couple
that's
of
what I'm telling you right now.
Young guys.
The stars to align. The basketball guys to open up the doors for him to win. And people are going to laugh, but no, that's the truth. The stars have to align. They're just not always going to be there. That's why I always go back to the Jordan era, because in the Jordan era, you were fucked. The problem was not that you weren't a great player, you weren't a great team, you weren't ready to win a championship. It's because you ran into a fucking brick wall, and the brick wall wasn't moving.
Yep.
So sometimes you're just not in the right place at the right time. Had they beat the Golden State Warriors that year, probably win a championship. But fucking guess what? You didn't. Guess why? Because a bigger, badder wall was in place.
What do you
just
think
is, man. So that's why.
Who do you think is going to the end this year? You think Brooklyn's taking it?
I always hate to assume the team that's
Just
stacked
based
the
off
deck
what they look like, yeah.
the most.
But I think adding LaMarcus Aldridge was a big step for them.
Is that the big joker?
That's
That's the big joker.
Mm-hmm. Because now, okay, so their team consists of Kevin Durant, Kyrie, James Harden, Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge. Right? Those are the main five. I don't think that they've played with everybody on the court at once yet. Like, there's been a lot of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving not being in there.
That's the weird thing. I don't know, and that's part of the reason I have a pause to say whether or not they're gonna do it, because KD has been so inconsistently on the court for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on. What's his problem? Like, what injury?
He's been fighting with Michael Rappaport, man.
Oh yeah. But I just mean in terms of, I don't know exactly.
That's why he couldn't get him a better seat. He needed the seat for himself on the bench.
I don't know. I don't know what injury or what nagging ailment is happening. I don't know if it's because of his
COVID protocols and stuff.
If it's because of the COVID, or if it's because of a direct correlation because of the ACL.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm not ACL. I'm sorry,
the Achilles, right?
The Achilles.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Kyrie is a wild card because you don't know if one day he wants to go he might be like dude from Entourage and want to go save the whales. You don't know, right?
They'll just start running out of the gym like the world is flat. I'm gonna get to the end. I promise.
Speaking of that, I'm telling you, he's gonna be with B.O.B. or whatever dude's name is. Or anyway, so I would say, side note, Victory Podcast. If you're a fan of Entourage, definitely a good show, podcast to check out. Really fun. You get to learn a little bit more about the episodes as you go on.
Who's hosting that?
That's the writer director Doug Ellen and what's his name, Kevin Dillon, who is drama, and then Kevin Connolly, who is E. They're all three a consistent three on there. It's a pretty fun podcast. Anyway, so getting back to Brooklyn, I think that it's hard to say they're going to be a shoo-in.
Mm-hmm.
Will they get to conference finals? More than likely so. Who they're going to face dictates whether or not they make it to the dance. Right? Who do you think would be the
wait a second. Didn't they change the format of the playoffs this year?
That's the fucking thing, actually. It's like this it's like this tourney shit going on.
So what the fuck? How do they dictate
so if that's the case,
who?
I think they go first 16, 1-16, 2-15, 3-14.
So they take the top 16 records in the league.
Yeah.
And then they face them
in the tournament style.
Right. I don't know, man. It's weird. I think
you know how much betting is going to go on right now? This is going to be such a moneymaker. It's crazy.
It's going to be huge.
We should bet early on some motherfucking some prop bets.
I'm looking at the sleeper of Milwaukee right now.
Milwaukee, I don't know.
Giannis
I don't think
is
Milwaukee,
an absolute
I don't think so, dude.
monster.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Giannis has had
he's a beast, but I don't think that they're gonna make who. Okay, so wait. I take this. Let me kind of go back a little bit.
Yeah,
they may actually meet them in the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know that. You see, to me, this is a weird take, but Giannis is one of those players that could also be a guy who doesn't win a championship.
He could be, but I don't know, man. I think
Tell me I'm wrong. He's been in the league
it's
since
hard
what?
to.
Wait.
There's a lot of talent.
What year did Giannis come in? I would say it's either 2009 or
15.
2011.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, he's been in the league a while. Maybe 12 or 13, but it's right. It's been at least 9 years. I think he's in the league.
Hold on, I have a hard time with this for a second here.
Yeah, but I think that. So the thing is, Giannis has probably been in the league almost 10 years right now. I think he might end up being another MVP at some point because he's
2013.
13. So 8 years. 8 years, 9 years almost. I think this is his 9th year, right? That would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So 9 years. Given NBA players are playing longer now because of just the sheer amount of like technology they can just pay to pump to be around them and like keep them in tip top shape, right? Like they got fucking nutritionists and fucking these cryo chambers and fucking all sorts of weird, crazy shit that we can't get. So they can their bodies are in better shape than ours, and we fucking just work.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
There's a difference between regular physicians and league physicians.
So Giannis could be that kind of player, and I don't think he will, but he damn sure has a possibility to do so because the time when it comes to it, he's closer to the end of his career than the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Not necessarily though. There's players who go 20 seasons, 19
but
seasons.
He's had some.
But I think he started. He was in a Euro League for like 2 years, I think.
So he's a little older.
Just a tad. Yeah,
he's closer to 30.
Yeah, probably 28, 29, something like that. Well, it depends. I don't know. Well, he was born in '94.
So he's 20.
I just saw that too. I don't know why I didn't think to mention that right away.
So he's 27 now.
Yeah, so he's still young. I mean,
he's young. Listen. I don't think
Milwaukee
he's going to
can make a couple of smart moves, they can become contenders.
It's simple as Charles Barkley. Listen, I just bring up players like that who were great and played on great teams, got to the dance, did their thing, but they just didn't win. And it depends on how long LeBron.
No, I'm not going to say that because LeBron hasn't stopped anybody from getting a ring.
No, I know. I'm saying, but it depends on how long LeBron, because I think he'll stop a Milwaukee. The Lakers will stop a Milwaukee from winning. Here's the sleeper team that I think might cause
New York.
Yeah.
The Knicks are they're looking good, man, and I would love to see them go far. Derek's on that team.
I want Derek to win a championship more than I would like to. Can't even think of something because I don't want to go overboard. But
more than I would like to have him not win a championship.
Yeah, he just deserves to win a championship. He needs a chip. And
whoa, not that much.
Come on, my man, what you doing? But no, I think so. The Knicks could be a sleeper team. If LaMelo hadn't gone down, maybe Charlotte.
I think they just got blown their asses out.
But again, we're talking in terms of East-West when we should be speaking of just the whole board.
I wish that I could predict that Chicago was going to do something, but they're not going to do shit for at least another couple of years.
They're making moves. They're making
doing
this. What's Edwards, right? Anthony Edwards.
Did we traded for him?
No, dude. The new rookie we got. The big guy.
Patrick Williams?
Patrick Williams. Yeah. He's nice.
Yeah.
He's nice.
Yeah. He looks a little awkward on the court still, but I feel like he'll...
Kobe White's a little nice, even though he reminds me of like a smaller space NBA Jam player. Remember, like you'd have like the small point guard and and you get the big center and the small point guard
for the ball to be on fire.
Yeah,
Come on, man, you need to jump.
He looks small framed, right? But his but his
I'm glad that's on camera.
Yeah, that
makes me happy.
I forgot that was there. So he's kind of small frame, but his fro makes him look like he got a big head. So it looks like an NBA Jam player to me.
Yeah.
And but he's nice.
That's funny. They just benched Markkanen, and Markkanen was like, I should be a starter, man.
Really?
Well,
he's not producing.
He was apparently professional about it, but he thinks he should be professional. He should be.
But
this is a contract year for him.
He's not producing anything.
He's doing okay, but not enough so that when you bring a player what's the name? Who did they just trade for? Vucevic. Vucevic
Looks
is
like
better.
you're on the way out, or you're going to be in that reserve team, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I like Markkinen. He has promise, but he's been there for a few years now.
I think he's like a Chris Stapps. Chris Stapps and him are like.
I don't know, man. Porzingis is pretty nice with it too right now. He's
true.
battled a lot of injuries.
Yeah, I would say like that. They both battle injuries, and they're both
true.
like stretch players. They're both like, tall and whatever. But
Yeah,
I don't know. Dallas, but Dallas isn't doing too great either.
yeah. Well, I mean, they're over 500. There's a lot of teams.
When you got Luka, Luka's like another joke. Like
equalizer,
he's not the big joker. He's probably the baby joker. But
I was watching him play. I forgot who they were playing the other day, but man, just like a beast. Doesn't matter. I think we're playing
He's
the Celtics.
nice, man. He doesn't even look like he's that fast. He's just got great footwork, great like little jab moves.
He'll hit a shot in your face without an
Yeah.
issue from whatever part on the floor.
No
he's
issues
in.
at
Like,
all.
Yeah, he's nice, man, for sure. I see why his cards are going for so much.
Dude, 100%.
You know?
I don't know why. Like honestly, I don't know who's gonna take it this year. I think the Lakers aren't even a sure thing anymore because of the fact that LeBron's out with his ankle and AD is consistently injured at this point in his career.
Yeah.
AD is one of those ones that I'm glad he won.
That
Just
might
to
be
make
his,
sure.
his first and only.
I don't know, but it's possible.
I think it's a one. And
Golden State won't be doing anything until they get Clay back, which is a problem because again,
Steph is still having a time of his life out there right now.
Yeah, Clay,
he's
Steph be having a ball,
breaking records like every other night.
He's Steph is a player that definitely enjoys playing basketball.
He does, man.
Just like that's why I like
shooting
LaMelo.
really brings him joy.
Dude, 100. It's one of my favorite things of all time.
Me
shooting
too.
a basketball.
Not gonna lie.
One of my favorite. Like, there's nothing more therapeutic, and I've missed out on that for so long.
Right up here, you know what I mean?
No, but I'm talking about like a basketball
Well, yeah,
court.
no
You
shit,
walk into,
obviously.
there is almost
but-
nothing better than the sound of like walking into a basketball court, dribbling the ball, hearing the echo, right?
The little squeak of your shoe.
The echo of the
hitting
ball.
floor.
Right? And then once you get to the you're actually shooting, and this the swish sound.
It definitely indulges your senses to be in there in the gym shooting.
It's a very therapeutic.
These rims, man, we've had some battles.
No, not that rim. We've had it. So when we were kids, we had a larger. It was probably the rim was probably about a foot in diameter.
Okay,
I'd say maybe
a little bit bigger than this. Not
probably, but enough where it was like we did some fucking stupid. Man, we broke hallway like drywall playing in this little fucking hallway.
A small hallway.
It was probably the size of like that, right? Like that little opening.
That shit was fun,
dude. We played in that hallway for years.
It was a nice long hallway. The other end of it was a window, so luckily we never fell out of the window. And a staircase right next to that. So that would have been a really damaging situation. But that hallway was long. We like just literally would have like one-on-one battles, and obviously I was smaller, so it wasn't
for
really in my
years.
favor.
We did that, man. For years, I remember that being such a fun thing. Because we also had
Sarah's bedroom door.
Yeah, Sarah had a bedroom door. It was a long hallway, and it wasn't long, but it was long enough when we were kids because you're not fucking huge grown men.
Right. Yeah.
But we also had the basketball hoop in the back. But I think during winters we just had the hoop, so we would play like that. And those were epic battles, just like the ones outside were. Adam doesn't like to say it. He says he doesn't remember it. I can't believe you don't remember some of the games of me just like getting to 30.
That happened in video games.
No, I promise you.
It never happened in life.
No, it did. It did. And I know it's probably repressed because that's not a great memory to have as a person. It's just
I'm
not.
just telling you.
But
to my recollection, that never happened
Dude,
in life.
I'm nice with it. What are you talking about?
Listen, man, first of all, even if that is the case.
Okay. Let me just
give yourself the idea
can
that
I restate
you're
that?
also 4 years
Let me
older
restate
than me.
that.
And
Let me
probably
restate
double the height of me.
Let me restate that. I was nice with it. I don't know where I'm
that's
at
a
now.
very important.
I gotta play. I want to play again so bad. Like I miss playing ball.
I gotta get back on the court for sure.
Hell yeah!
Before I get too fat and old to do it.
He's fat and old already. Well, he's not
First of
fat.
all,
He's got drummer arms. They're all
I mean,
skinny and shit. Little beer belly.
not even a little beer belly. It's just like a roll now. You know, I got like a belly dancer's belly at this point. Like just enough.
Dude, don't ever tell me that shit again.
Hey man,
you got a belly dancer's belly. What is this?
It's just a little bit of pudge, is what I'm saying.
Yo, I don't want my belly dancers with no fucking pudge. Bitch,
what are you talking about? That's what belly dancers do. The idea is for them to have a little bit of pudge.
No, it's not. The idea is for them to dance with their belly.
No, it's the only profession in dancing. Listen, you can fact check me all you want.
Well, let me tell you how I prefer my belly dancers. Not like that. Also, quick disclaimer: don't have any belly dancers. Don't even be around belly dancers. But if I had to be around them, I don't want them with pudge. I want them with nudge.
They're called a belly dancer. That means they dance with their belly, which means they have to have a little bit of a
No,
belly
they
in order
don't.
to
They
do
can
it.
just do the
They're not strippers.
They can do
They're
the
dancers.
thing. Like Shakira. Shakira's belly dancer. She don't got no fucking pudge.
Well, I mean, that's different. She got an
That's not different at all. That's the same thing as Shakira.
I'm just telling you right now.
So that's how
I
I
love
want.
me some Shakira, by the way.
Shakira is how I want my belly dancers. You can keep these little pudgy motherfuckers, all right?
Are you body shaming?
I'm not budgeting. No. Oh, did we have that conversation about body shaming and like how fat suits are body shaming?
No, I don't think we had that.
I think we had it on the pod that never was released a few weeks back.
It's possible.
Yeah. Either way,
There's a lot of
I don't
those
want
things.
no pudgy fucking belly dancers.
I'm not saying like
What the hell?
pudgy. Like they're not. I'm not talking about like fat dancers. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with a thick chick, but as a belly dancer, I want to see you dance.
I'm just telling
Sexy,
you
like-
that this is what the culture is for a belly dancer.
What if your belly button it keeps disappearing, like because you got a little bit of pudge, like
It doesn't disappear
Ah!
because it hangs down a little bit.
like I don't, you can't unsee that.
I just found my penis.
The strip club at noon on a Wednesday, you can't unsee that. little Daryl line from The Office for you Office fanatics such as myself.
Yeah, you don't want to ever see that.
Let me clear
No
my
disrespect to you,
throat.
ladies. You know what I mean? Like, y'all gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. But I'm not ever gonna come see it.
Throw baby, I'm trying to give them to you. Throw
And
baby, and then
Write
they
this
got the
down. I'm gonna
nerve.
wrte this down so I remember to name this episode.
Throw
accordingly.
baby. And then look, they got the nerve to have an echo in the back. So it's like throw baby, baby, baby.
It's called reverb, bro.
Yeah, but on that song, you said throw baby. That's enough. You said throw baby. I'm trying to give it to you.
It's maximum ugly.
That's maximum ugly, yo. Like I don't even know how you put that on the radio. It's me, radio.
It's a me, audio.
I think the radio one's funnier. Yo, Cuba Gooding Jr. is nuts.
Cuba Gooding Jr. has been nuts. And
He's lost his mind.
like you can see it in Jerry.
He
Maguire.
doesn't even care. Like nothing he does, he care. Like he just be so nonchalant about some of the nastiest shit. He's
a
kind of
man.
nasty,
Yeah,
but like he be so nonchalant about it.
yeah.
Just like OJ. OJ is like on Twitter being nonchalant about his life, like it ain't nothing.
Man, I meant to tell you
Playing golf,
completely
chilling.
off of that topic. There's on A&E. I screenshotted this because I didn't want to forget. It's time to enter the ring. 8 specials featuring WWE legends are coming to A&E. They're starting with Stone Cold Steve Austin on April 18th.
Doing what?
They're just talking to him, I guess.
Oh, okay, I could do that. I was like, they're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
fight. They're fucking old, man. They're gonna kill
As you
themselves.
can see,
Dude, I
got
had.
this Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt on right here.
Oh, we're gonna have some
WWF.
Stone Cold decor coming soon. Actually,
I mean, you can probably see it in the
more
Yeah.
decor,
yeah.
more decor.
floor.
Yo, there's
decor.
this place full. Yeah, fuck that place. I was there for like when I was getting a hot, like when we were putting tile up in the crib and shit, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I was at that place every fucking day. I hated it so much. I hate
Can't
floor
say that I've
decor.
ever been there before.
Don't go. It's a trap. Don't grow up, kid. It's a trap. Nobody said that. They're all fucking dude.
Man, why do people got to be honking outside my house?
Yeah, making noise and shit. We are filming, yo.
We're not even like on a busy street. This is not the city, so I don't know why you're out here honking for people letting them know to come out to the car.
Better honk these nuts.
I'm telling you, man.
Don't honk these nuts. That's what we were talking about. That's that pain that you want to stay away
Well,
from.
honking your nuts is probably different than like getting flicked in the nuts or
It's
kicked in the
probably
nuts.
just as bad.
But
Honking
I mean,
wouldn't.
I feel like that's one of those things you can't do. Like you can't go up to a woman and be like, "Honk these nuts." That's something you'll catch a charge for nowadays.
I didn't say that to a woman.
No, I know. I'm just making the
bro,
distinction
baby.
here, you know? You gotta
I'm
be
trying to
careful.
give them to you.
I'm telling you.
That's so hilarious. Go, baby. I'm trying to do it to you. Something like that. But I didn't think he was saying I'm trying to come down your throat.
In this world of cancel culture, what happens to
In this
R&B
life,
music?
One nothing counts in the bank. Large amounts.
Yes. Shout out to Luda for sure.
Luda.
My question revolves around
That's
R&B
gonna be a
music.
little high on the levels.
Yeah, probably. When you're talking R&B music, some of like you think about like Pretty Ricky, like some of- like even like Omarion shit, like some of the songs I feel like feed right into the cancel culture of life.
Well, they were products of the time they came out, so you can't really say that all the time.
That was my argument last week, is that they go back to those, and that's what they cancel you off of, not today's.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's the problem. They can't. You're going back in time. I'm gonna take you back in time. Oh baby, oh baby,
Players
oh
wanna
baby.
play, lovers wanna love. I don't even want none of the above. I want to piss on you. See, that's the type of shit that get you canceled. You can't just tell a bitch you want to be on her.
You are citing the guy who is the nastiest of the nasty.
But he's not canceled because of his music.
No, I think his music was telling us something the whole time.
Yes, but everybody ignored it.
Dude, there's that video where he's in
actions.
like some foreign country, like telling, like letting the women like grab his balls while he's singing. He's like, touch the balls. He's like, grab the balls. He's like, bro. He's like, I'm like, dude, R. Kelly, you are going to get fucking arrested. But they didn't arrest him. They let him come back.
Yo, to this day, there are people who, in the 90s era, the fangirls of R. Kelly, who are still like,
oh, they don't care.
They love him.
They don't care.
They're like, pee on me.
Yeah, I don't know. He can pee on me. Like, bitch, listen, if you let him pee
go find a glove
in our house.
But yeah, so
all right, man.
I don't know. I guess that's a wrap. Like, we got shit else that's important to tell you.
Yeah,
hopefully we covered all the important bases.
I got a trip to prepare for.
I wanted to talk more shit about Gen Z, but I was like, whatever, it's all good.
We can always talk shit about Gen Z. We should do a Instagram live soon and then record it and put it on the Patreon. The Patreon. I was laughing. You did. I was like, oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't know. It was literally a one-take thing. I was like,
Yeah,
man,
I was
I'm
like-
putting this shit up.
I was wondering. I was like, did he write these words down before?
I didn't. I was just in the garage smoking a cigarette. And I'm
Oh.
like, yeah.
How come you didn't put that video we did recorded last week? Did you forget?
Remember we were discussing, I'm not sure where I want to put it just yet.
Oh, that's right.
That's what she said. Anyways. Real fast.
Crickets.
Oh, before we finish this.
Okay.
There is, I don't think we talked about this last. Did we talk about Lil Nas X and his shoes?
Oh, no.
So first of all, let me just say, minus the blood, that's a pretty dope ass colorway. I enjoy those shoes.
Yeah, I don't really like the whole 666.
Yeah, I don't like the satanic
And not even that I'm
vibes
that
around
guy,
it.
but I'm not like that guy either.
If
so
you can see, even from like what you can see in my shoe collection here, red and black is a big theme. I enjoy
yeah,
it.
red and black's nice.
And the 97s
shoes.
are some of my favorite
combo.
Air Maxes in a way. You know what I mean? Like, I know I last year I think I said something opposite of that, but they have grown on me. Certain colorways are really nice with those. And red and black, I thought they were really nice shoes. There was obviously a lot of controversy. If you don't know the story, Nike was like, "Nah, we didn't have a hand in that. You can't sell that." Or we'll
Which
sue
is
your
makes
ass."
sense. People are like, why is it that Nike can make like other people can make customs? Like, dude, they made 10. You are fucking Little Nas X, and you tried to make 1,000 pairs of a sneaker that is not only of
They sold out, from what I know,
it's the 97.
and from what I also understand, Nike dropped the suit on them and
Really?
allowed them to go. Yeah,
I
because
don't
people were
know.
like bitching at Nike.
Yeah,
about it.
but the thing is, like,
Well, who was the
who's that?
collaboration with?
Some company that made also like apparently they made like a god.
Opposite. They
Yeah.
did the Jesus version of that.
Save me, Jeebus. Yeah.
Um,
I listen. I don't know. I like shoes, so like I'm not that company, so it's not gonna hurt me. I think whatever. But at the same time, thinking if you were in that company's shoes, I wouldn't want somebody to recreate like somebody to say this is the Kiona and Kasson podcast point 2 or 2.0, and it's not us. It's somebody else trying to steal our IP. And
I mean, but listen. Nike is only mad because they weren't going to get kickback from that.
well, of course.
But they would let those shoes be on production. Those are listen. It's a little bit creepy with like the human blood that's supposed to be.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, but whatever. Lil Nas X is a bit of a strange little guy. You know,
He's a strange little man. Strange
yeah,
little guy.
creepy little bastard.
But do what you're gonna do, man. Do what you're gonna do. He's one of he's of the new generation, Gen Z or
He
whatever
is.
the fuck they are.
And you know what? I went back the other day. I was listening to Old Town Road. I was like, "This is a
gonna
good ass song.
take my horse to the old town
He
road
makes catchy
and
music.
ride until I can't no
Now,
more.
the song that he put out to accompany that shoe release is also a little bit of a nasty song, and I think he's like, either he's like raping the devil or
I heard he was twerking on the devil.
twerking on the devil, something like that.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, very strange. Speaking of twerking,
He's
I
a
know
little
it's
nuts,
kind of a weird
man.
thing but anyway, Iggy Azalea put out a new song. I didn't listen to the song because I don't really care about her music. But it's
Iggy's
called
nice.
It's called Sip It, right? And the music video is called Kitty Juice. She's basically in a convenience store where there's a Slurpee called Kitty Juice, and as soon as you drink
Whoa.
it, it takes you into like this warp where it is just like ass everywhere.
Well, I need some kitty juice.
I was like, I put it on mute. I was like, I don't want to hear this.
We gonna get somebody's fucking kitty juice.
Stedman, gonna get this bitch.
Anyway, so before we go, because I do have to get prepared for this trip.
Yeah.
What you got on feet, son?
Sneaker highlight. See, that's why I wanted to go from Lil Nas to that. But then
Nice
also
little then I
remembered the Iggy Azalea.
She got a nice butt, man.
Yeah, she does. So
Just give it a look at.
you probably know me by now with these shoes. The Air Max Uptempos.
You don't know me by now. You will never, ever, ever, ever know me.
Trying to lift my leg and started getting sore, so I put it back down while you sing. But yeah, the Air Max Uptempos, the more Uptempos. I'm sorry.
Lil Mo.
These are one of my favorites. They're all blacked out. I got like 4 or 5 other pairs on that wall somewhere. But just some I enjoy, a little comfortable shoe. So
Word.
how about you?
I have the Masters on, the 12s.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's a nice shoe. It's a nice shoe. I enjoy it.
12s.
You know, I got a couple of pairs of 12s. I'm not like a 12 fanboy, but I still fuck with them a little bit. So there's that.
Okay. Word. Well, another good pod.
Another one.
I'm gonna say is another one. I think they're all good.
Another one.
If I don't think it's good, I ain't
Another one.
putting that trash out. No, I'm joking.
Another one. No, we put out probably a couple of trash podcasts.
And another
Some of the
one.
podcasts we put out, I'll be like, I don't know if we really hit our stride this podcast.
Well, I feel like this was an episode where we did. You know.
yes, I'm
so
still striding.
go us.
Right.
That's a good way for you to like flee into vacation world. You know?
Don't never tell me flee.
Flee.
These.
Anyway.
What?
I'm Hayden.
What
Wish I was going on
do
vacation
you
too.
think?
You know.
Yeah, well.
But it is what it is. I'm gonna say opposite shout out to Glenn.
Opposite shout out to Glenn. Shout out to Dave.
Shout out to Dave. That's fucked up. But anyway, shout out to Zach too. You know, y'all know Zach.
Yep.
And then of course, shout out to all the viewers out there, everybody watching, listening, whatever way you may be.
Could have been
consuming
anywhere in
this
the
material.
world, but you're here with us. But the problem is we don't know when you listened. So you could have been anywhere in the world at that point and then listened later.
You can be anywhere in the world and still be here with us. That's the beauty of it
That's
being
true.
via text.
Unless you don't got Wi-Fi.
Well, that's true.
Get some Wi-Fi.
Get some Wi-Fi, guys. But yeah, so thanks everybody for tuning in. Tell Sam a big fuck you in the comments and enjoy your vacation because the rest of us got to be here.
Yeah, when you view
know?
this, I will be on the beach.
Yeah, be some. Anyway. But yeah, so another one in the books, and we will catch y'all on episode 89. Look at us moving along back to the groove, man. We should have been well into the hundreds by now.
Oh, well, can't look in the past. Go forward, baby. Go forward. Go forward.
But learn from the past. Keep the past in mind.
Yes,
you know?
you do want to keep that part in mind.
True.
You don't want to fuck up again.
Yes. Shout out, love to everyone, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.